What is up, everybody? J-Nell here, and I'm here with my UFC 245 recap video. I know you guys, it's been a long time, and wasn't even going to do it because there's been so much going on. But there's been so much kind of fallout from this whole event. I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and get together and talk about it. So I got 7 picks, and I got 4 out of 7 picks, and I only made 5 on the original video. I told you have to follow me everywhere. Twitter and Instagram is where I made 2 additional picks before the prelims about 2 of the prelims fights. So let's go ahead and get started there. On the prelims, I chose Ketlen Vieira to beat Irene Aldana. She did not. She's coming off that year layoff due to blowing out her knee. She looked rushed. She did not seem centered being out there, and Irene did. She was centered. She found her rage. She was working behind her jab. And eventually she landed a right hand that knocked Ketlen down to the ground and then landed another shot that knocked Ketlen all the way out. Sleep in the first round. Great victory for Irene. Who do you think she should fight next? Now, next up on the main event of the prelims, I chose Jeff Neal to beat Mike Perry. And he did. In the first round, about a minute and a half, landed a kick to the face. Mike never recovered. Some hands after that. Ref stopped the fight, and it was a great win. And Mike's never been TKO'd before. Great win for Jeff Neal. I think he's underrated. He's actually one of my guys to watch. Who do you think should be next for Jeff Neal? Now, on to the main event. I chose Petr Yan to beat Uriah Faber, and boy, did he. This was a good fight, though. Uriah, at 40 years old, is showing that he could still compete, fighting the number 4 guy. Competitive fight for the first 2 rounds. It was going back and forth, although I do think Petr was young. Petr was winning because I believe he won. I still think he was winning, even though Uriah had his moments. I thought he was landing the more devastating shots. I thought he was clearly more powerful. I thought he was coming forward more, initiating more, doing more damage, clearly. Uriah in that 3rd round, he caught Uriah with a kick to the face, and then he knocked him down with a couple of shots after that multiple times. And the ref stopped the fight. This was a good stoppage. Uriah's face was messed up. So, who do you think should be next for Petr Yan? What do you think should be next for Uriah Faber? Of course, at 40 years old, they're talking the retirement talk. He still is competitive. That's obvious. And I know it's really hard to not do this when you still feel like you can. You clearly still can at a high level. So I'll never tell someone not to do what they love to do. But just know that your legacy is intact. In the ring, you're one of the first stars, especially the lightweight stars. You've done so much to be an ambassador for the sport. And seriously, your legacy is in your gym. One of the most successful gyms in the entire world. The stars you pick, the champions you've picked, and you will pick future stars and more champions. So your legacy is set. You're a first-bound Hall of Famer. So just know that. Just know that, in whatever decision you make. Now, as far as Petr Yan, he got into it backstage with Cody Garbrandt. They was in each other's face, and Petr, he speaks little English. Okay? So I was like, how is that working? But there was some drama there. Now, who do you think should be next for Mr. Yan? Now, next up, the fight. Okay. So I picked Jose Aldo to win his debut in the bantamweight division to beat Marlon Moraes. He did not. It's a split decision in favor of Marlon. I disagree. Now, I believe Marlon, clearly everyone feels he won that first round. He was coming forward. He landed the more devastating shots. He even knocked him down. He stunned him. Had Jose on the defense. Jose was able to get his wits back about him and came back strong in the last little bit of that round. In the second round, clearly, Jose, he was the one going forward. He was the one landing the more devastating shots. He was the one initiating the brawls. Like I said, and all throughout this fight, I think it was clear that Jose was more powerful than Marlon. And at one point, I think Jose was flat like, I can take your power. I don't care. Let's go. So the 3rd round, very, very close. Marlon was backpedaling out through the entire 3rd round, and throughout most of the fight, actually, he was backpedaling, and you know how that looks in the eyes of the judges, except for, I guess, not with Marlon. He wasn't landing shots. It was very close on the stats. Jose landed literally one more shot more than Marlon did, except for he was the one pushing the pace. He was the one controlling the center of the octagon, and he was the one that was clearly more powerful, and his shots were doing more damage. Clearly, Marlon was wearing it more. So in my opinion, Jose won the fight, not just me, Ray Longo, Dana White, and most importantly, Mr. Henry Cejudo. He feels Jose won the fight. As you know, he is the 125 and 135 champ, and he's already beat Marlon, and he says he would like to fight Jose. So what do you think about that? Should Marlon get another rematch? Should he fight someone else? Should Jose get it even though he's lost? Should he fight somebody else? Who else is in that weight class? I think Peter Yan and them are in that same weight class. So yeah, man. What do you think should happen there? Got a lot going on. And first and foremost, of course, do you think Jose won the fight? Do you think he lost? Why? Why not? So forth and so on. Now, on to these three title shots, or three title bouts, right? I picked all the champs. I said I'm probably not going to get all the champs. I did not. But this first one I did. And still, the women's bantamweight champion, Miss Amanda Lionessa Nunes. And she won dominantly against Jermaine Duradamine, although there was some serious moments where Jermaine had her in trouble on the feet. She landed some shots in that first round. The whole first round had me nervous. Had Amanda stunned quick. I believe it was the second round, though, where she landed that knee to the face. Flush! There were some moments. Jermaine definitely did way better than the first time they fought when she lost in that first round. So after Amanda was like, you know, I'm not messing around with you on the feet. She was able to time her, get her takedowns intact. She was still making me nervous with the potential up kicks from Jermaine Duradamine. In fact, she even clocked her with one of those. So throughout the entire fight, even though Amanda was dominating on the ground and clearly winning, I was still nervous about Jermaine's power at all times. She couldn't quite put her out, but she definitely won on all scorecards. Like I said, a dominant win, great win for Miss Amanda. Now, the talk of the town with Miss Amanda Nunes is who showed up to watch her fight, which is the two-time gold Olympic medalist and woman who owns like the belts of like all four divisions, like, you know, the WBO, IBF, and all of that, Miss Clarissa Shields. Not only did she show up, she made her presence known, honey. She went backstage in front of the cameras, baby. She said, I want Amanda Nunes. She did. She said she wants to fight her in boxing first, then take 6 months off so she can learn all that stuff. I don't really know what she means by that. And then come back and fight Amanda in the UFC. And Amanda said no. No to the boxing. She said, you want to fight me? You better come over here, baby. I ain't going over there. And I don't blame her. Now, Dana White seems like he's all for it. I believe he's already been talking to Clarissa anyway. He sees the potential in the money. We all know he wants to cross over to boxing anyway. I see the potential in the big money fight there too. But I understand why Amanda's like, no, I'm not going to box her. Why would she box her? Why? Clarissa, she's the middleweight and welterweight and super welterweight champion. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, it's 160 and 168. Clarissa is a lot bigger than Amanda. And Amanda's like, I don't even like boxing. Amanda, let's not act like you wasn't boxing first, girl. You hold to... But I get you. You're not going to box her. I understand. Again, Clarissa is much bigger than her. I think and she's not Floyd Mayweather. She's not going to put on a show for the fans and let it drag out for longer than it should. She going to, just beat Amanda. So I get that. So what I think should happen is Clarissa is only 24 years old. That's it. She could literally take off, say the next 2 to 3 years, 2 to 4, say 2 to 3 years. If you want to rush this, 2 years, because Amanda's 31, right? But take at least 2 years and just wrestle. Wrestle. You'll get your submissions with that. You'll get some takedown defense with that. But just wrestle. Come back at 26, 27, and make your MMA debut. Fight someone else before Amanda Nunes. Let's see where you're at. Or maybe go in and fight Amanda Nunes, because this will be for the 145 belt. So in 2 years, will that division be developed fully? Who knows? It may not be. So you might be able to come right in and get that 145 title shot. Probably still against Amanda Nunes. But who knows? But 6 months to learn all that stuff, girl, bye. Take at least 2 years. Let's see how you are. Maybe you're Brock Lesnar. Maybe you could just soak it up. Maybe you're natural at this. Who knows? Take 2 years, wrestle. Come back 26, 27, the beginning of your prime. And girl, who knows? So let me know what you guys think of that, of how Amanda's win over Jermaine Duradamine, and of course, all of this Clarissa Shields business. Now, next one, I said if I had to lose one, I said, Max, it has to be you. And Max, it was you. No, man. And new UFC men's featherweight champion, Mr. Alexander the Great Volkanovski. I don't mind Alexander. That's why I said, Max, it has to be you, because I like Alexander, so it had to be you. I don't mind, like Alexander, and he switched the game up. He did not win this with wrestling, honey. He won this by tearing apart Max's lead leg with the leg kicks. First 3 rounds. Caught Max completely off guard, and by the time Max tried to adjust, it was kind of too late. He'd already hampered his movement, had him thinking. Max managed to come back and bite. He bit down on it. He didn't make adjustments and start checking the kicks. He was like, I'm just going to go through the pain and fight my style and come forward, and that's what he did. He got aggressive in the 4th round. He won the 4th round. In my opinion, he edged out the 5th round as well, although one of the judges had it 50-45. I completely disagree with that because he definitely won the 4th round. Either way, Alexander started to slow down as well in the 4th and 5th round because he was fighting in a style that's not in his norm, because normally his cardio is quite great. But when you're doing something that's not the norm for you, you tend to gas a little bit quicker. And we saw that here in this fight. Great win for Alexander. Obviously, he just became champion. So congratulations. And I knew if anybody would get an automatic rematch, it would be Max. Because not because of his record, but because Dana White likes him. The UFC likes him. The people like him. Fighters like him. And so because of that, and you add in that 10-fight winning streak, 10-fight winning streak, he is getting an automatic rematch, and I believe it's going to be in Australia, or they're thinking about having it in Australia. So you let me know, of course, of how Alexander did there. Can he do it again? And yeah, new champ. Now, main event, and still the UFC welterweight champion, Mr. Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman. Thank the Lord. He kept that belt against Colby Covington. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Although not without some controversy. And I wanted a clean win. I needed there to be a finish. No controversy. We got the finish. Got some controversy. So, I believe Colby won the 2nd and the 3rd. I believe Kumar won the 1st, 4th, and the 5th. I believe there was not one takedown attempt at all throughout each person. And if you look at my prediction video, I said sometimes when you have 2 wrestlers, 2 grapplers, you get a funky little stand-up fight. And that's what we got, sloppy little funky stand-up fight. Yeah. Now, Colby was faster. He had quicker hands. And I believe he kind of had sharper angles, especially in the beginning. And he definitely, especially in the 2nd and 3rd round, was pressing forward. He did some damage, had Kumaro believing. I believe he was able to catch him with certain angles. And like I said, he had quicker hand speed. I believe Kamaru made the necessary adjustments. I believe the fact that hand-wise, he had a 4-inch reach advantage, and he actually had a nice jab. He established the jab, well, nice for him, not for a traditional boxer, understand. But for him, out of the 2 of them, he was the one with the better jab, and he fought behind it. He was the one mechanically, since they had a sloppy little stand-up fight, he was the one mechanically with the selection and all of that, and resettling himself and having some head movement and all of that, controlling the pace, moving forward more. So he was the one who, to me, fulfilled more of the qualifications for a traditional boxing match, because we didn't even receive many kicks and things here either. So he was the one who fulfilled more of those qualifications to me, plus that 4-inch reach advantage, and the fact that he was fighting behind a jab led him to not only win this fight, but to finish Colby Covington, clearly do more damage. Like I said, Colby did his damage too, but Colby was really wearing it, y'all. I mean, he messed up the face. Also broke Colby's jaw in that 3rd round, y'all. Yeah. So this ended in the 5th round where he finally was really starting to beat back Colby Covington. Colby is very tough. He had knocked him down twice, and on that 2nd knockdown, he was able to get down there, get some ground and pound, and the ref stopped the fight. Here comes the controversy. Wasn't an early stoppage? Yes, it was. Do I think Kamaru would win anyway? Yeah. Even if the fight, it was 50 seconds left, even if the fight had went the whole 50 seconds, do I think he would have won? Yes. Do I think he would have finished Colby? Quite possibly. But Colby was not knocked out. He had a hand covering here, another hand going for a leg. It was early. And you can't blame it on, well, he had a broken jaw, because he had a broken jaw since the 3rd round and managed to fight another 10 minutes with that broken jaw. So he didn't care, so why would the ref care? He wasn't whining about it to anybody. He didn't whine to his corner about it. He literally just informed the corner. Like, he sat down and he was like, I got a broken jaw. And that's it. So you can't blame it on that. It was early. However, even if it went off the whole 5 rounds, I still think Kamaru would have won anyway. But we didn't want anything for Colby to be able to fuss about. No, we wanted, Kamaru to sew this win up. No strings. But now Colby does have one little string to type about. Let me know how you did. Let me know how you did on your picks about all of this controversy. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Snapchat. Subscribe, like, talk to me. Take care. Bye.